Good morning. Welcome to Stampin' Chat. It's the 1st of December, it's Tuesday, and we're live this morning with the All Things Fabulous round 3, card number 4. Let me just check I'm in the right place. Okay, and just going to share this over to my group. Bear with me. I always open it up and then I'm in the wrong window for sharing. Now I can't find me. Hopefully somebody will be joining us this morning. I'm not sure if anyone is stamping live. There we are. I'm showing up. There's always a huge delay here on my MacBook. So, why is it not letting me share it? Right, it's coming over to the VIP group now, if anybody is over there. Sharing as we speak. Okay, let's just enlarge things so I can see where we are. Okay, there's a couple of you on here. Do say hello if you're joining. Morning, Ellie, how are you? Oh, it's chilly out there this morning, isn't it? But it's not grey and grim like it's been the last couple of days. Bit of sunshine here in Gloucestershire. Jacqueline, good morning. Oh, I know. Honestly, where is the time going? It's starting to scare me slightly how fast these weeks are flying by. The weeks one week seems to run into another. You know, as much as I love the weekends coming, they seem to go as soon as they're here. Elaine, good morning. You're not stamping, just watching. Oh, well, you are more than welcome to join in with the chat and just watch as I create the card with you guys today. Ellie, you're child free. Woohoo! How did that happen? Are you in your cabin? Are you crafting? Are you working? Elaine, you must be off work as well. So lovely for you to join me this morning. Thank you, guys. So these are this is a card we made last week, actually. So we did this one, lots of background stamping there with the leaves. And these are the other two cards. So anyone that is joining live this morning who wants to stamp along with me with your kits, you need to pull out card kit number 4, and it's going to look something a bit like this. Okay, if you're new to finding me on Facebook here, I go live every Tuesday, and I'm doing something called Stampin' Chat, and basically people order card kits and products in the post ahead of the round starting, and then each week for 5 weeks I go live on a Tuesday and I make one card with you. So you, in your kits, you receive 5 cards and you can stamp along with me live each week, or you can come back and watch the replay, or you can head over to YouTube and find all of the videos over there as well. So if you are heading over to YouTube, please do subscribe to my channel, give me a like, a thumbs up, because it really does help. It's pretty slow over there. There's not a lot happening. It's obviously a new channel. I'm trying to get as much content on there as I can, but I need to grow my numbers over there. So please do share. Equally, if you are able to, it would be lovely if you could share this live on your Facebook page this morning so that some of your friends get the opportunity to catch me live as well. Morning, Cherie, how are you? Nice to have you back in the UK with us. Super excited that you're here, and we'll have to get definitely Zooming. I'm not sure whether us girls are going to be able to meet up for Christmas celebrations. I really don't know what we're allowed to do. I'm so out of track of what is happening with COVID, so I don't know whether we're going to get to meet up for our Christmas meal, but let's have fingers crossed. Morning, Belle. Thank you for joining me. It's lovely chatting with you last night as well. I love watching you go live. So that being said, going live. If you are stamping with me live, grab kit number 4. Let me show you what we're making today. So we're doing this one. So we're creating an aperture with the Tasteful Labels dies. I'll just bring those in and show you because I've already done my die cutting. So this is the set. As you know, I keep bringing this set in with my lives because I use it so much. I just love all of the dies in here. It's such a usable set. And I've used this one just to create an aperture on the front of the card. So we've got Just Jade, Sahara Sand and Rococo Rose. And everybody who took part in this kit received the Rococo Rose ink pad. And they also received the All Things Fabulous stamp set as well. So let's make a start. I'm going to pop the card to one side. You also need to pull out your Just Jade layer. It's the one that I've scored down the middle. Alf is having a moment over here. He was having a bit of a scratch then, I think, but because I've got wooden floors over here, laminate floors, it's not real wood, it's quite noisy when he's tapping around up here. Cherie, a Zoom catch up would be good. Yes, it definitely would. Definitely would. We'll need to get on our group and have a little chat about that and organise something, because you know what we're like. We say, yep, let's do this, let's do that, and then before we know it, like 2 months has gone by. Time just goes, doesn't it? We're all super busy. I feel like I'm, you know, a bit snowed under at the moment. I have Crafternoon Tea happening at Bowden Hall this weekend. I'm trying desperately to get all the cards designed for my 8 cards in the post, which should be going out within the next couple of days. So I've got a busy few days ahead of me. So lots of prep to do. So I've folded my Just Jade. I'm going to take my insert and just pop those to one side for the moment. Before we do anything else, let's get some stamping done. I'm going to bring in my sponge mat. I've chopped up a piece of grid paper because I do not have the small grid paper yet. It's on my list, but at the moment I'm using up parts of used grid paper and just chopping it up for size. We're going to need our Rococo Rose ink pad. Let's move all of these out of the way. Ellie, what did you say you were up to? I think I missed. Let me just have a look. We're going to make up one of the perpetual calendars. Oh, you gave lots away. I know we're good at that, aren't we? We give things away and then don't do things for ourselves, but that will be lovely. It's nice you guys are all chatting to each other as well. I love that. Okay, scrap paper. Need a bit of scrap white DSP. I've got a couple of sheets. If you purchased the kit, you had some scrap white in your kit, and you need to bring out, let's have a look at what numbers they are. Quite a few stamps today, quite a bit of fussy cutting. I am genuinely sorry about that. I know you don't believe me. We need 1A and 1B. We've used these each week. And then we're also using the small flower here. Let's just turn that around, which is 3A and 3B. Okay, so this small one here, and then we'll get some leaves out afterwards. So let's start with our Rococo Rose first. So rather than wasting my stamped image, because I want 2nd generation of this one, get my hair out of the way. Thought my thumb went in it then. Can you see I'm holding it here and I thought my thumb went in. So we want 2nd generation of this one. So we'll ink it once. I think I've got a hair on there. I have. Hair makes a big difference. Let's do that again. Was most probably. Let's do that again. 2 hands, concentrate, and then we'll stamp off. That took me 3 attempts and I still have a little hair on there. So one good thing, guys, before you start stamping, make sure your stamps are clean. Now Alfie's not really a dog that molts, but he does lose a few hairs, and they do get in the air, and they do get up here on my desk, and I see them because my furniture is white over here in my studio, and it does annoy me, but that is the pitfall of having a pet. I love him to bits though. I can put up with the odd hair floating around. Right, I'm trying to line this in as best as I can. That's not too bad. I'm happy to go with that. So out of all of those, I only need that one, but I can use these again, and I could probably go over the top of that one and use that again. So I'm going to cut that one out and put it near me for now so that I don't get confused with what I need. And then this small little flower, which I said was 3A and 3B, which is the centre part. We need to stamp a couple of these. So we want one in full strength and one in second generation. Oh, there's something on there as well. I'm leaving it. It's going to stay there. Let's just give that a wipe before I start. And then we're going to line this one over the top. Where's my little marker? So can you see on this one, there's a little point down here. So in the bottom right corner. And on here, there's a little point here. So I know that's got to go somewhere down in the bottom right corner. So it tells me. It's really difficult for me to see. I move that down a little bit. So I think it was down there like that. Let's just guesstimate, it won't really matter. Although I feel that needs to go more like that. Down in that bottom right. Like that. That will be fine. That will dry slightly paler. I'm not sure if that looks right. I'm going to do another, guys. This is the beauty of this stamp set. You can play until you get what you are happy with. So let's just try that again. And I'm just locating. I'm going to turn it slightly more that way to the right, because I think that's better. That was more what I wanted. Okay, so that's our stamping. So I'm using this flower, and then a solid one as well. We need some leaves, so pull out your shaded spruce ink. So what are you guys all up to today? Cherie, what are you up to? Catching up? Catching up with arriving home? Catching up with sleep from your journey? Just locating leaves that we need. So we will need, I'm going to chop off those two because I don't need those. I can use those later. But once I start stamping, I'm going to get lost with which ones I actually need. So we want 2 that are full strength of this leaf, and then 1 that is second generation. So this one will be my second generation. And then the other leafy sprig you need is this one here. And it is 6A and 6B. We used this one last week. It's a really pretty, like, little sprig, I'm calling it. It's like a little leafy, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like little buds on branches. So it's these 2 small ones here. So we're going to do the stem full strength, It is so pretty. And then the bud part of it that I'm calling the bud is going to be second generation. So I'm just going to stamp that one off and try and line this one in as best I can. That wasn't too bad, like that. So that is all of our stamping. Okay, so 1 large flower, 2 small, 3 leaves and a little sprig. Okay, ink's away for the moment, and then check I don't have ink on my fingers, and I think we'll do our cutting first. Cherie, you've got a virtual job interview this afternoon. Oh, fabulous, well done. Gosh girl, you don't hang about. You've just got back and you're on the case already. Well, I'm wishing you lots of luck and hope that your interview goes well. If you hear something pretty soon, let us girls know in our chat. So that's fab news. A virtual job interview, my goodness. Things are changing. Okay, so I'm just cutting this one out, trying to make sure that I'm still in shot. All these things you have to remember when you're doing a live. Keep your head out of the camera shot. Make sure you're in line. Is your microphone plugged in? Did you turn your sound off? Is your do not disturb off? Honestly, all these things that go through the brain. Well, I know my do not disturb is off because that's become an automatic thing that I remember. That's ingrained now that I need to do that before my live. So today, as a demonstrator, is a very exciting day. So we have pre-order for the upcoming January to June mini catalogue. So this would be what you as customers would know as our spring mini, but it's not being called that anymore. So we are calling it the January to June mini catalogue. Guys, it is beautiful. I sat down last night with my wish list of what I was going to be ordering this morning, and it was so difficult. So I've popped one order through. I'm excited already. I'm hoping that shipping is like super speedy so that I can get playing. But I know that I will be adding on more items. So one of the perks of being a demonstrator is that we get to see new catalogues and publications early. And if you have been thinking, if you've been a long-term customer of mine and you've been thinking that maybe being a demonstrator is something you'd like to do, maybe you don't want to run a business like I do, maybe you just love our product and you'd like to earn yourself a permanent discount on all of your purchases, then that is totally fine. There's never any pressure for me to do that. And in fact, I rarely talk about inviting people to join my team, and that's maybe why I have such a small team. And I love my team, have a fabulous team, and we are mostly local ladies, and we do have a gent, so we're all mostly local, but we have a private Facebook group where we chat with each other. So, but the great thing at the moment is if you join my team, it's £99, which is standard. You get £130 of product. It ships to your door free of charge. It ships pretty speedily as well. But you can pre-order new sneak peek catalogue items in your starter kit. Now that is just exciting. So if there's anybody out there watching, you don't have a demonstrator already, you're heavily into your crafting and you've tried our products and you love them, or even maybe you haven't tried our products and you're thinking of trying them, joining is a great way to do that. And there is no pressure from anybody to build a business. It's entirely up to you what you do. Cutting. Is anybody stamping live with me this morning? Ruby, I've not seen you on here. Hope you're okay. I did see you briefly yesterday through the window when I dropped some things at your doorstep. So I had a dental appointment yesterday. Oh, I was in that chair for 90 minutes, guys. 90 minutes. I mean, I was totally fine. I don't mind going to the dentist whatsoever. In fact, I get on that chair and I kind of go into this, like, you're going to think I'm all strange now, relaxation mode. My feet start twitching because I start getting like really cozy. I'd really want to close my eyes because I'm just relaxed on there, but I feel it's a bit rude. It'd be a bit rude to fall asleep on the dentist chair. But the only thing I find, I always get a bit cold. Part way through, I get a bit chilly and then I start shivering. And then I get a neck ache from, you know, where your neck's hanging over that, like the headrest. I was getting a real numb neck. So at the end of the 90 minutes, I was thankful to be getting out of the chair. I have a really fab dentist. Really good, and the dental nurse was amazing as well. She was like one of those dental nurses that you really want. She was really attentive, you know, with her little suction machine and, you know, wiping any excess water. She was really good. So yeah, so that was the morning of my day gone yesterday. I did a couple of deliveries on the way back. By the time I got back at lunch, had lunch, and then I was straight back over here designing for my cards in the post. I might share a couple of cards with you after if we've got time. So got all my elements cut out here. The only thing we need to do now is the greeting, but we'll do that after. Let's get the main of the card stuck together. Okay, so you should have bits and pieces in your kit. You may not have as many strips like this, but I've put extra in just in case. You do have spare card in these colours. So you've got a front layer. Let me bring the card back in just so you can have another look. Okay, so this layer we're going to attach to this strip of DSP. This is the classic Christmas. You hear me harp about it every week. I'm harping on about this paper because I just love it. I had 3 packs arrive. Was it Friday? I think I had 3 packs arrive on Friday, some of which I've had to chop into and split out for kits going out in the post, but oh, absolutely love it. And if you do want it, remember now is the time to get it because it will not be available come January the 4th or January the 5th, whichever day the switchover is. So we're going, I've given you in your kit, you've got a full 6-inch length. And what we're going to do is have an even border all the way around our card. So we're going to hold it over our card base, get the Tombow in flow, and just stick this layer, and I'm holding it over like this so that I can line up to have a nice even border. I'm going to chop this piece off in a moment. Just want a nice even border all the way around the card. Just go up a bit. So I think that's the right distance. Let's just make sure it's straight. Line it up on my grid. Looks pretty straight to me. Got a bit squidging out over the end there. Let's just find a scrap bit and just take that off. And then we'll just snip off that piece. Can't remember whether I gave you this piece, whether I kept it for another project, but if I did, you do not need it. You can use it for something else. Now, you can keep it like that if you like, but I have popped in a piece of Sahara sand underneath. So before we pop any dimensionals on the back of this layer, let's stick this one down in the center of our card. So let's just lay it there. Make sure we don't have any gaps. I've cut it plenty big enough, so just pop it down in the middle. You've all gone quiet. What are you up to, guys? I didn't get a chance to make myself a courgette loaf this morning for breakfast, so I think it's going to be a fruit and yogurt day today. And when I go back over, I think I'm going to light the fire because it's quite fresh out there. It said last night it was going to be 1 degree. I don't actually know what the temperature is at the moment. Right, I'm just popping mini dimensionals. It's important to get some quite close to the edge of your aperture just to stop it from caving in. Okay, so let's take all the backs off. Oh, I do this all the time. When I'm doing a live, because of where my stand is that's holding my phone, there isn't much room to the right of me with all my tools and scissors, and I've moved my bin out of reach of throwing. So right, I've taken all the backs off. I'm just going to lay this one down centrally on here. Okay, now we can bring in all of our stamped pieces that we've hand cut. Of course, if you've got the dies, because I know some of you ordered the dies, you can use those to cut them out. So I'm going to start with the biggest flower first, and I think I'm going to pop a dimensional just under there just to secure it while it's hanging over, and we're going to pop this one down at the bottom so it's kind of half on and half off. Sorry, I'm just checking comments there. You've all gone very quiet. If you've just joined us, do say hello. You don't have to comment, but it'd be nice just to know who is actually here. Take your bone folder. I'm using this large leaf. This is a full strength ink. Bit of Tombow on the back, and we'll pop this one just under here like that, and press it down, wait for the Tombow to dry, and then we'll add in this little sprig. Sprig of buds. I've got lots of things to get out in the post today as well. Like, it's really surprising how long things take to pack up and get prepared, ready to go out, ready for posting. It's time consuming. I mean, I love that part of what I do. I love cutting kits, I love preparing, I love packaging things up, but it does take time. Okay, we're going to pop these two up at the top. So just a bit of Tombow on the back. We're not raising these any higher than this Whisper White layer because obviously we've already got dimensionals underneath. And one over here. Ellie, the box advent calendars all appeared this morning. Very excited kids. Lovely. Yep, 1st of December. We don't have an advent now. Jason and I are too old for advents. Used to always love that though when the children were younger. Oh, it's sad when they grow up and they leave you. Make new lives for themselves, which is lovely, I know. There we go, we're going to pop them something a bit like that. So a bit of Tombow on this one. Yeah, Sophie had from last year an advent box, and she refilled it with treats and sent it for Vivi, which I thought was really sweet. Got a bit of extra glue on there I don't want. Just take that off, otherwise it's going to be too much. Yeah, it's an exciting time, isn't it? Anybody got their tree up yet? Who's got their tree up? I'm not a bar humbug by any means. I love Christmas. I love all the festive things. I love all the prep. I love giving gifts. I love seeing people opening gifts. But the tree won't go up probably until usually the middle of the month. We go off and buy our tree, and then up it goes. I don't overload my house with decorations as well, and because we're open plan and it's quite spread out, it's difficult to, without having like loads and loads of decorations everywhere, it is difficult to make it, you know, quite festive. But I tend to focus on areas. But I'm looking forward to getting our tree. I hope there is some left by the time we come to choosing ours. So we use a local place. I think it's a farm. We've gone there the last couple of years, and we've been really pleased with the tree. So yeah, who's got their tree up? Anybody? Any of you guys got your trees up yet? Okay, so that's all our flower elements down. Before we do our little pieces that are going across here, we need to stamp onto this Just Jade strip. So if you purchase the kit, I would have given you a strip. Oh, Alfie, that was a big yawn. Did you guys hear that? You know what they say, it's a dog's life. He's on his bed up here, all tucked under, his paws are tucked under his chest. I love it when he does that, it's so sweet. Okay, and I'm using the Wishing You All Things Fabulous. This is my favourite stamp in the set. 2 hands, steady down. Oh, and my paper moved just as I went down. Bit wonky. A bit wonky. Got a pop-up coming. I mean, Belle, you know we have to embrace the wonk, but we've got the emergency side first before. Just going to flatten that out because it's bowing. I'm wondering if that's why it moved. We have to use the emergency side before we get to the point of having to embrace the wonk. That looks like it could be a bit straighter. I just love this kind of what font would you call that? It's not typewriter, but I just love the combination of the two together. Okay, I'm going to snip off the end of here because I'm going to pop a little V on the end there. Now, if you were doing this little V by hand, the best way of doing it, if I come up close, don't know if that will focus, is to snip up the middle like this, she says, dropping it, and then go from each edge to that centre point to create a little V. And I'd probably have to touch that one up. But because I have the triple banner punch, I'm going to use that one. Ellie, the kids put theirs up in the playroom at the weekend. You might do your tree today. Yes, I know. A lot of people do put their decorations up on the 1st of December. I'll be honest, we never have. Don't know why, we're just not ready for it yet, I guess. Just going to pop a little pointer in the middle. Belle, you're having a crisis. You've lost the mini catalogue. Well, that is a major crisis. You know it's going to be there somewhere. You're going to have to go on a catalogue hunt, because if you're like me, viewing it online is not the same as seeing the paper copy. You cannot beat having the paper copy in your hands. Oh, that's a bit far away. I'm just looking at that now and I'm like, I need to go in a bit closer. It's a bit far away from the S, so I need to make it a bit shorter. So let's just pop it back in. Ping! Did you see it fly then? And then I need to do the same again on my Rococo Rose layer. Let's just grab my pen. Put a marker. Ooh, in the middle would be good. Oh, Belle, I hope you find it. Are you doing your pre-order today? As I said, I've done one, but I know I will be doing more, which is really bad, but there are so many nice things in there. And I have to be thinking about Stampin' Chat for January, so I've already got plans for that. So we want 2 little flag bars like this, and the Rococo Rose one is just going to be slightly longer. And let's bring in our card. Yeah, I've been doing some plans on what's coming next, because obviously with Stampin' Chat I have to be ahead of the game, and although we have the December one to come first, which I will share more on that after I've done this card, obviously I have to plan ahead for what's happening in the middle of January as well. So let's just glue these 2 together first. Just a little bit of Tombow up here, and we're just going to have them at just a slight angle like that, maybe up a bit. Okay, and I'm going to pop Happy Accident. Well, I don't know if it was so happy, it was just an accident really, wasn't it? A couple of mini dimensionals on the back, and then I shouldn't have to pop any glue anywhere else. And we're just going to pop that one bang in the middle, so it's overhanging on each side like that. And we're almost done, almost. So locate your linen thread. Honestly guys, sometimes the words, they just go. You go to pick something up and you know what it's called, but the word won't come out. Please tell me I'm not alone on that. Is it an age thing? I always say it's because there's too many things going around in my head. You know, it's like when I wake up. Lately I've been doing this waking up at 2:30, not being able to go back to sleep, and trying to talk myself into going back to sleep. But I did wake at 1 AM this morning. Thankfully, I went straight back off to sleep. Woke up, looked at the clock, and went back to sleep. So I'm doing a double bow. So I'm just figuring out how much thread I need for one bow, which would be that much. So I'm going to undo it and then double that amount and trim it off. And then with that piece, I'm just going to cut it into 2, them nice and straight, and then just tie a bow. Belle, you found it. It was on your catalogue holder where you never put them. Well, isn't it always the place where you know, they should be, that we don't look? Why do we do that? We have designated places for things, but we don't put them there. And then when we need them, that's where we find them. Okay. So just pull both the loops. Pull the loops up. Hold the middle and then pull the opposite tails of the bow loop that you want. A little bit smaller, I think. So I'm going to make this loop smaller. So I'm pinching the middle, pulling both the tails. And then this side, pinch in the middle and then pulling the opposite tails. That's better. And I'm just going to trim. Let's just get my big scissors. Oh, as I turned around then I just caught sight out of the window across the fields. It looks beautiful out there. There we go. And I always recommend a glue dot when sticking down ribbons or embellishments or buttons, things like that, just because it sticks instantly. You could use Tombow for this, but it would just take a few minutes to dry. So if you're happy to wait for it, then I'm not happy that one looks bigger than the other. There we go. Almost done. Finishing touch is some jewels. These are the champagne basic jewels. They're like our rhinestones and our pearls. So we'll have, you've got half a pack of these, I believe, those who did this. Let's start with a large one at the bottom. So we'll pop one down here, and we'll do a bit of a triangle, so maybe one up here and one up here. So we started large, then we'll go medium. Oop, upside down. Oop, it's alive. So Bella, have you got a list for pre-order? Have you planned? Do you know what you're getting? All I will say is be sensible. We don't need it all. Buy the things you love. We're done. This does look slightly different. Let me bring in my original. You can see the difference in the colour of these two flowers, and that's because I was waiting for my re-inker to arrive for my Rococo Rose ink, and that was actually before I re-inked. So you can see the difference. This is the colour it should be. It should be quite well saturated. But yeah, there we go. There's our finished card. Let's do something on the inside. Oh, I feel a bit sniffy today as well. It's because it's been so damp. It was so grey and dreary over the weekend. We went down the lane with Alfie, and it was just so damp. He was absolutely drenched when we got back. Had to wash his paws and his belly off under the hose pipe, which is a bit cruel. Jason has got us a unit in the carport by the boiler room, where we've got a lovely wooden unit with a Belfast sink in, which is going to be my dog wash. But we just need to get it plumbed in, because obviously I want a shower attached to it so that I can wash him off with warm water, so that each day when I come back, you know, I can just rinse him off and dry him out here before he comes back in the house. Right, who's chatting? What's happening? Cherie, dare you ask what you use the catalogue holder for then? I know, I do have one with my catalogues in. I do use it. Belle, you're doing your final list. Restraining yourself as much as possible. I know, it's hard. It's hard. And you're getting the mini boss. Oh, for your mum's present. That's such a good idea. So sweet. So yeah, as a demonstrator, today we are able to order the new mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which is really, really exciting. Mine went on my pre-order this morning. They will be available to you as a customer in January, so you'll be able to purchase that. But as soon as mine is here, I will be sharing it with you. It is super cute. Cannot wait. Ellie, you want the mini boss too. I know. It's just going to be really handy. It's portable, and obviously it works with so many of our dies and embossing folders as well. Right, what should we pop on the inside of here? Do you know what? I'm not going to put any words inside. I'm just going to do a bit of stamping, because wishing you all things fabulous could cover so many bases. So I think I'm just going to use a little flower and pop that in the centre. So we'll just bring back these two, and then maybe add a couple of leaves. Yeah, super exciting. The thing being now though, every demonstrator around the world, because we are a global company, will be placing an order today, which means shipping could slow a little. So one there, and then the centre part in full strength. Which way up? Where's my little V? Trying to line up the centre as well. A bit out of line, but that's okay. And maybe just a couple of leaves. Let's bring the shaded spruce back in. Sorry, arm in full view there. I'm just happier with my inks over to the right of me. So we have one here. Going to pop one there and one second generation, just like that. And then you've got room here to write a greeting, should you wish. In fact, I'm not going to stick that in for the time being because I may find at a later date there might be a specific greeting I want to stamp in there. So it could be a congratulations, it could be a multitude of things. So let's just bring in that card because I know insert isn't going to fall out on that one. So there we go, all done, all finished. Hope you've enjoyed watching me make this card. How are we doing for time? 1:45. Okay, I need to wrap things up. Let's just share with you a couple of things before I go. So the next Stampin' Chat features the Coming Home stamp set. It includes 3 of the light blends, so Just Jade, Crumb Cake and Pool Party. We are not using this for Christmas, so if you haven't got this stamp set yet, don't think that it's too late for Christmas, because it's not too late. We can still use this. Our last delivery date is the 9th of December for ordering for your Christmas projects, but it will come in for next year as well. But I'm designing all of our projects to be non-Christmas, so I wanted it to be used for another purpose other than the obvious, which is what you look at it, you know, when you see it you just straight away think Christmas. So it's £38. It includes the stamp set, the 3 light blends. If you want the dark version to go with each, you can add that on as well. And I need to close booking, where are my notes, on Friday this week. So Friday the 4th, and I will be closing booking for this round of Stampin' Chat that won't begin until the middle of December. 15th of December I believe will be the first live, and it will take us through to the middle of January. And then of course in January we will be having new products for the January one. Booking is still open for these kits in the post. You can buy the kits on their own. I'm just finding my stamp and it's not on my shelf. Oh, I've moved it. So you can buy the kits on their own. They're £15 posted, and they include all die cut layers and pieces and your DSP. No stamping, of course, because we're not permitted to do that. Or for £35 you can add on the Curvy Christmas stamp set, and that will be posted as part of that cost. So that's the Curvy Christmas class in the post. And then just another quick reminder, I cannot show you inside these. I'm not allowed to, not until 5th of January. I will be going live with these. So this is our January to June mini catalogue and the celebration catalogue. As I mentioned, if you would like to see inside of these before they go live in January, you can join my team. It's easy to do. You can go online, visit my website at kerrytims.co.uk, and there's a link there to join up with me. You get for £99 you get £130 worth of product. That is product of your choice. You could add that new mini Boss machine to it. Now there's food for thought. What else do I need to tell you? Being part of my team is like being part of a family. It's lovely. We have so many bonded friendships and we share things with each other. So it's just such a lovely thing to be a part of. Celebration begins 5th of January along with the new mini. And if you remember Celebration from previous, when you spend £45 you choose a free gift. Now you will note here that we've got a shorter period for Celebration. That's because we're going to be having another. So it's only for January and February. Lots of gorgeous things in there. I'm going to take that away. Leave you with today's card. Was there anything else I needed to talk to you about? I don't think so. Thank you all for joining me this morning. It's so lovely when people stop by and say hello, even if you're not stamping with me, if you haven't purchased the kits. You can, if you're following me on replay, if you found me on YouTube, you can still contact me to order these products, and I can even put kits in the post to you as well, so that you can catch up with the videos in your own time. So without waffling anymore, I've been going for 50 minutes. I need to get my phone back on charge, go and grab myself some breakfast, because I'll be back at 11:30 with all things Christmas. So thanks for stopping by. Hope some of you will come back at 11:30. Thanks for your nice words, Ellie, about my card. And I will speak with you all very soon. So take care, stay warm. Bye for now.